Hello, welcome to the beginning of another vlog. You might wonder what I'm doing sitting you in front of my microwave and oven, and the only reasonable explanation I have is that I'm trying out different lighting in different parts of the apartment, and this morning this seemed like a good idea, so I'm sticking with it. If you do see the time on the oven, it's wrong. It's like a little later in the morning, and we are about to be like sizzling today in town. Vancouver is not a hot kind of place. I know from your comments some of you live down in the south, and it's like your version of hot. We're probably like extinct. Once you get up to like 27, 8 and beyond, Vancouver people start complaining. Today's supposed to be like 36, maybe like 35 to 38 depending on where you are in the lower mainland. And I'm gonna check in this morning and then just hide for the rest of the day is my plan. But I'm trying out some new stuff, so I want to show that to you. I recently picked up the NYX Bear With Me Tinted Skin Veil. Side note, I'm using a newer-ish lens, and it takes a little longer to autofocus. There we go. So excuse. I just happened to have it on because I was filming something else and didn't want to bother looking for the other vlog lens. I mentioned that I've been wanting to get some tinted moisturizer type of product, which is totally unlike me, but this is all spurred on by that Glam Glow Starter Moisturizer, because I ran out of moisturizer a while ago and had used that, which had a little bit of tint, and I kind of liked it. So then I went on this wild goose chase for products I can apply with my hands. Now, for some of you, this might seem kind of silly, but hear me out. I hate applying products with my hands. I know it looks great. I know, like, you know, the warmth of your hands melts the product. I don't like the feeling on my hands, and then my hands get yucky. Then I have to go wash my hands before I do the rest of my makeup. It's a me thing. It's not anything to do with the product, it's just me. So loads of my foundations require a brush or a sponge for maximum appeal, if you will. So I've been looking for something that's not too yucky, if you will, and I can just apply with my hands. By the time this goes up, you would have seen my try new products with the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer, which I thought would be it, but it's really thick and it doesn't feel good on your fingers. Like, it feels okay on your face. So anyways, this is the NYX one. I was surprised to see that NYX made a color that is totally doable for me, because what happens, I find, especially in drugstore, but sometimes in the high-end departments as well, the products that are made for lighter skins tend to run really peachy or really pink. And I'm kind of like a neutral with a smattering of warmth. So a lot of times those colors just don't work and I look a little silly. Alright, this, I'm surprised that it looks more natural, like a natural matte on the skin. I was thinking it would be a bit glowier. So okay, backtrack. The whole reason I got this, other than the color looked really good, this one is vanilla nude, which has a little bit of olivey undertone. Great match, by the way, to my neck. Perfect. I was hoping to mix this with the Laura Mercier just to smooth it out a little bit, because Laura Mercier consistency, like the texture, is just, it's really dated. It's really dated formulaic, like formula and texture. So, but this, I still have some left on my hand, by the way. This is not as creamy or glowy as I thought it would be. It's fine, it spreads fine, but I'm not sure if this is a good mixer. We'll have to find out. Yeah, I just put a little bit more, like a smidge more under the eyes. It's light coverage. That's what it is, right? I think it's kind of expensive for what it is, but this is how much I pay. It was on sale. I picked it up at London Drugs. I think $13.99 was the sale price. It's usually like 16 something. Can you imagine like drugstore stuff being 16 something? Granted, the L'Oreal stuff, foundation wise, usually rents almost close to 20 bucks Canadian. Like, what the heck? Anyway, this is 27 mils on sale for $13.99. That seems kind of expensive to me. Anyway, I'm being very rambly this morning, but my face is on. I kind of like it by itself. I'm not mad about it, but I was really hoping for it to be a bit more fluid so I can mix it with the L'Oreal Mercier. Alternatively, what I know I could do, but I don't really want to, is mix my MAC face and body with L'Oreal Mercier, because that one has a great consistency. But it just feels a little tacky on the hands. I don't like applying it with my hands. It's a whole thing. What's happening today? I cut out the top for my vintage 3-piece suit pattern, which is now a 2-piece, because I don't think I'll be making the jacket. You would have seen that video. If you haven't already, I'll link it down below or somewhere up here in the card so you can check it out. So I might do a bit of sewing with that today. I've got some Minerva blogger sewing projects I want to finish up. What else would I do? I think, oh, I gotta do my watercolor practice this morning after after this. And then I think when I go back and sort through all of my YouTube videos to consolidate them. I've been thinking about doing this for a while. I've been blogging on YouTube for well over a decade, and like back when 360p was totally acceptable. And throughout the years I've had all kinds of names for titles of things. I don't want to just consolidate them and group them together so there's only a few categories instead of things all over the place. This is just the type A crazy in me. Every time I look back, I'm like, oh, you know, this could have now merged into this, and it's my own thing. So I might go and do some of that. Oh, I've got something good to show you. Hang on, give me 2 secs. I'm gonna grab it. I think you'll really like this. All right, let me show you my latest Poshmark acquisition, and I am so smitten with them. It's my very first pair of Stuart Weitzman shoes. I don't think this particular design is made anymore, but I snagged a wonderful deal on Poshmark. I mentioned Poshmark a few times before, I think. I might even have done a haul video of what I had purchased on Poshmark. But I am both a seller and a buyer. We're about like 50-50 at the moment. Regardless, I was looking for, you know, I'm perpetually looking for the perfect pair of flats, meaning they're not too flat, but they're not like a heel. Okay, I am this person who has this great image that I want to be like super polished and chic and one of those ladies who always dresses up, but on the other hand I can't be bothered. You know, so I'm perpetually looking for cheats and shortcuts to get that look without being uncomfortable, without being fussy, because sometimes, like I said, I can't be bothered. So I stumbled upon this pair of shoes from Stuart Weitzman, and I thought they were gorge. I'm going to actually just show you one shoe so I don't have to fuss about holding it up. Stay. It looks like so, and I'm sure you can see right away what appealed to me. It could have been a wedge, but they did this cutout curve here, which I think, for one, makes it look really vintage or vintage inspired. But it is a separate front and back with the cutout. Then it has full rubber sole, super important for this part of the country where, like, hello, it rains 3/4 of the year. You gotta have the rubber on the bottom. Either buy the shoes like that or get them done. Another pair of actual vintage shoes that I was debating between, like this one or that one, the Weitzman's won out because of the rubber sole. The other one had leather soles and I would have had to get them done. I still maybe will get them because they're so beautiful. But that's not the point. Okay, full suede, pointed toe. It looks beautiful on. You look polished and a little dressy, but not overly so, not overly done. I would say the Weitzmans don't have a whole lot of support, but you can put your own insole in and I'm sure it'll be fine. Don't you just like, I'm looking at it in the camera and I think the silhouette, the style, the whole like detail of this shoe is gorgeous. This is a 6.5. I'm usually between 6 and 6.5, shoe depending. But I would say in the Weitzmans, I definitely would be a better fit in a 6. But this was a great deal and I couldn't pass it up. So I thought 6.5, I'll get it. If it's a little big, I can put in some insoles. And actually what I'm going to do is I have heel grips, suede heel grips. I will link them down below if you're interested. I just put them in there and I'm sure it will be perfectly fine. I may even put a little something in the front just for comfort. But otherwise, gorgeous. Don't you think so? Have you bought anything from Poshmark yourself, whether you're Canadian, from the Canadian site or over in the States? What was your, okay, tell me what was either your most recent purchase or your best all-time score on a Poshmark item. These, because they're Weitzmans, I'm sure they retail upwards of 300 ballpark. I got these for like 35 bucks plus shipping. Just saying, very smug with myself. Great deal. Doesn't always happen, and when you buy stuff, you know, secondhand online, it's always a hit or miss. So far, luckily, I've had pretty much all hits, but I'm also a super discerning and picky shopper. So anyway, I'm gonna finish out my coffee, gonna set up my watercolors, and maybe I'll check in with you a little later today. Or if I've melted into a puddle, then I will check in with you tomorrow. Hey, I've got a few things to show you. I made an order from, what is the brand called? Matt and Max. I think they're Canadian. I don't know what part of the country they're from, but you can actually get some professional salon grade hair products from that site. Now, full disclaimer, proceed at your own risk. These are, you know, real chemicals and they can do real bad things to your hair if you don't know what you're doing. Not saying that I know what I'm doing either, but I am not ready to head back into the salon yet during this time. And also, to save a bit of money, I thought I'd venture back into doing my own hair. I have been doing my own hair color-wise on and off since, like, you know, my mid to late teens, so I'm not completely inexperienced, but this is my first time using salon grade products instead of things out of a box that you can buy at the drugstore. So this is all new to me as well. If you are interested, I am happy to do like a little before and after video or something talking you through it. I'm still on the fence about it because I think a lot of people look up these videos for guidance, and I don't have a whole lot of guidance to provide. It's just kind of me trying to figure things out. So it's actually been quite a long time since I've done my own hair, because once I found my hair guy, I call him my hair guy, he does phenomenal work, and like, why bother? You know what I mean? Like, why mess with something that they've just made wonderful? But I'm at the point right now, this is not I call him my hair guy. It's not his work. I had gone to a different salon because I was getting a cut and yada yada yada. So this is the current situation with my hair, and as you can see, hopefully in this lighting, that we've got, you know, a good amount of regrowth, but that's not what I'm concerned about here. I want to tone my hair, and toning is something that you would often get done every like month or two, depending. Also depending on what color you got your hair colored. So this has just been bleached and toned at the salon quite a while ago, and it really needs a touch up. So if I just lift all of this up, I'm not at the point that I want to kind of merge and melt the color yet. So I'm just looking for a way to refresh whatever's happening down here. So from kind of my previous knowledge and then doing a little further research, I found the site. I will link the site down below. I know those of you who live out in the States, you've got like Sally's and stuff like that. We have a Sally's, but it's really mediocre and there's not a lot of locations. So it was nice ordering from this site, and I thought the pricing was really good. If this works out and I get back into a groove of doing my own hair, loads of money saved, and I can still feel kind of sassy. So I bought 2 toner products, and then I bought some toning developer. So I'll talk you through them real quick. I bought the Pravana Chroma Silk Express Tones Demi-Permanent Toner. So this is kind of like a hair color, but not. It just alters the tone of your hair, which is exactly what I need because it's looking quite, you know, warm and slightly brassy. So I bought the one that's called Smoky Silver. Come on, camera. Oh, there you go. Okay, Smoky Silver right here. It comes in a couple of different shades. And this is meant, oh, I don't have the, should have pulled up the website. But I think this is meant for a level 7, 8. I'll put it somewhere in the video when I look at the website again. Now, I am not all over that color, but there's definitely pieces in my hair in real life that goes quite light. So I figured I'd get this just to try it out. Again, it's meant to work on hair that's light in quite a few levels, like in the medium blonde-ish range and lighter. So I did get this. Wow, that was long-winded. I also got this one, which is exclusive for dark hair. I love this idea. Toners made just for dark hair, because if you go brunette, you can often still go lean very orange, especially if you start off with black hair or super dark brown. It just kind of goes that way. So they have so the same company, Pravana Chroma Silk Express Tones, this is part of their dark range. So there's 3 colors here. I picked up the one that says dark neutral ash, and I believe this is for a level 9, 8. Again, I will look it up and put something down here. But this is probably the right choice, if you will, if you look at the overall color of my hair. But since I do have some much lighter pieces, I did want to give the smoky silver a try and just see what happens. I really like the idea of them, and this is 90 mils. It's demi-permanent, so it's not like permanent. So that sounds amazing. And both of these are express tones, which means tones in about 5 minutes. Like, wow. Okay, so to go with that, I picked up the accompanying Pravana Zero Lift Cream Developer. So apparently you don't want to use something that is like even a 20 volume, because you can lift the color of your hair and then you start getting funny tones. You want to do zero lift. So this is meant to go with the express toner. It doesn't lift the color of your hair. It just acts as a developing agent. I felt like that was a lot. I got some brushes. These are Fabulous Pro hair brushes. I used to have brushes when I did my own highlights and hair and stuff. I left them at my mom's place because mom, right now, she does henna hair dye once in a while, so I just left at hers. And then I got myself a bowl for mixing with a suction cup. Like, this is so much fancier than what I used to do. I used to just do like a glass bowl, which is completely fine, by the way. Glass or plastic bowl, but this was like $5. I thought it was okay. If I'm gonna continue doing my hair, it's good to have a bowl. What I really need now, I think, is a scale, so I know the correct ratios. Or actually, I think this bowl has measurements. Oh, it has ounce measurements. Oh, excellent. So let me know again if you want kind of dedicated video on that. I'll see what I can do. I'm just so excited to get my hair toned, and if it works as well as what I've seen, it's gonna be bomb. Okay, let's go and talk about what I'm gonna clean up and get on to doing. Vancouver has just our transit system has just announced that they are making mask wearing mandatory when you are on public transit. I don't know if this is just buses or buses and SkyTrain and C-Bus and everything, but I'm gonna assume it's across the board. I take public transit very often if I go far and out, so I decided it's time to batch sew some face masks. Now, I've been using the disposable ones, you know, over time, but of course it's nice to have reusable ones, you know, more eco-friendly for one, but also it doesn't, like, the big white mask doesn't gel with your outfit. Can I say that? Is that too much? Anyway, these are not super fancy by any means, but they fit reasonably well. I don't feel suffocated in them. I can use scrap fabric that I had from my stash. They are 2 layered. Now, this pattern for this face mask is from Sarah from Daily Like, or 29 Fabric. I think she runs 2 stores. I will put the link down below. She has a free pattern for a couple of face masks. This is one of them. I altered the design so that it's just one piece inside and one piece outside, since I didn't feel like I needed that filter pocket per se. So you know what, let me put it on so you can see the fit. So that's bottom and that's top. So I think it has fairly good coverage. And I'm gonna get foundation all over this, which is a bad idea. So yeah, I think this is fairly good. It really goes around your face. I did not put in the nose piece. Those are just kind of my personal little tweaks to it, and again, I didn't do the separating inner lining for the filter pocket, but you can absolutely do that, no biggie. I don't think you need a lot of sewing skills to be able to do this mask in particular, and I think it's a little better than just like the really flimsy ones that are like no sew. You know what I mean? If you do have access to a sewing machine, or you can rent one or whatever, I think these are nice. So I have batch cut 7 more masks with the same fabric. I managed to use the colorful scraps I had, and then the blue for me is a neutral. It's not quite like ninja as black, but it's not as sterile as white, so blue sounds good to me. So yeah, I got a whole bunch of them, and I've pinned actually the lining and the outer piece together so that when I'm sewing, everything's just like ready to go. So I think that's what I'm gonna do for a good number of hours probably, and then we'll see what happens for the rest of the day. If I don't check in with you at the end of today, I will see you next time soon.